jealous, I don't need a like to get it poppin', but these bitches in my business call me ultra choosing violence. If you see me.
Hey vlog, good morning. It's almost the end of July, so I thought it would be the perfect vlog to kind of film a little bit of a reset before the month of August and going into it. Truly believe that it matters about how you set your tone going into a new season or a new month, so it's a perfect time to bring you guys along with me and just kind of like reset and get my life in order and on track for this new month. I honestly always love these types of videos, so I wanted to make one of my own. Okay, so for today's outfit, just doing a comfy and casual fit, and it's all black. I have a Skims tank with these black linen pants. It's just super comfy, especially for summer. Ready to head out and run a couple of errands, but I'm gonna put on my perfume combo. I'm gonna layer Anthro Vanilla with the Way Body and Hair Mist. Also just packing my bag. I've been using this Chanel tote, and I put my computer, my notebook, and my touch-up bag in here, and it just keeps everything together really nicely. Before I start the day, I always take my morning supplements. This is the morning lineup. I have magnesium and these hair, skin, and nails gummies, so we're gonna take 2 each, and these actually taste so yummy. I don't mind taking them at all. Also going to fill up my Stanley. I always have to have fresh water. Like, it doesn't sit right with me drinking water that's like a day old, especially with the straw, so we're gonna change this out. Okay guys, for breakfast I'm just doing a sourdough toast with butter. I just did half of the slice because it's pretty big, and this is the butter I use. It's actually the best one. Okay, our bread is ready and toasty. Okay, not gonna lie, I burnt it a little bit, but I like it really crispy, so we're gonna add some butter on this, and it's really hot right now. The only plate I have is this huge one, but we're gonna use it anyways. This looks goofy. Okay, we added our thin slice of butter. I'm just spreading that on there, and it's just the best. Like, this is so simple, but it's just so good. And then I'm just gonna add a little pinch of flaky sea salt. Guys, this is like nothing special at all, but just showing you my morning fuel. And there's my little breakfast. It's perfect. I just booked a wax appointment, so I'm headed there right now. This is one of the things I love to do, especially when starting off a new month, just to be fresh and all of that. We're headed there pretty early. I try to get the earliest appointment. Okay, I just made it to my appointment. I'm like 3 minutes early, so I think I'm just gonna head in now. The place that I go to is so cute and so girly. I just love it so much. So cute in here. We just got out of our appointment. I had the best esthetician. Like, she was so sweet, and we were just talking about like traveling and bunch of girl stuff. I just drove to Trader Joe's. I'm gonna pick up some flowers and just some other things. It's also my mom's birthday tomorrow, so I want to get some things to prep for her in the morning. Just a little cute little spread on our kitchen island. So I'm gonna run in there, get some cute little things. Just got to a coffee shop. I'm going to grind out some work. I'm also going to show you guys the systems that I keep in place to help get me organized when I'm handling all the different things that I do, whether that's my internship, business work, personal projects, all of that. Okay, I'm at a coffee shop and I just got my coffee, but I wanted to show you guys my system. So what I use is Notion, and I make a system for myself that basically time blocks my different priorities. So for instance, in the mornings, I like to focus on meditation, prayer, things before I actually start work. And then as the day goes by, then I time block my priorities. So that goes from my internship, my real estate business, my clothing brand, and just other content. And the reason why I put it into a system like this is because things get so busy during the day. So actually time blocking your schedule really does make all of the difference. And I also make it different on different days. Like for instance, I have Tuesday, Thursdays, and Fridays with this schedule, and then on Monday and Wednesdays I have a different schedule for that, just because I have kind of different things that take up my time. Usually Monday, Wednesdays I pick up my cousin and pick up from daycare, take her to dance, so that takes 2 hours out of my day, so I have to kind of tweak what my days look like on the days that I'm with her. I really recommend Notion. If you guys haven't already started using it, you can really just customize everything and it gives you the tools to do so. So for instance, I think I thrive best on having like a table setup, so I divide it into 3 columns. That's time, focus area, and description. So basically like the time block, and then the focus area is what I'm doing, and then description is just, you know, the tasks within that. And another thing I will say is to take notes physically. I have a notebook here that I bring with me everywhere, and this isn't necessarily a replacement to my schedule, but it's more so an addition. And I do take notes by hand as well, just because it does stick in my brain better. If you're someone that, you know, does good both digitally but also physically, I really recommend just blending the two. You don't really have to, you know, do one or the other, but I think just giving yourself a mix of things also helps to organize your daily activities. I love doing this. Also, it kind of just feels satisfying when you're checking things off physically rather than digitally, so really recommend just blending the two. So more than just, you know, being productive, I do put my daily journal here, and excuse my writing because it's so messy, but I put my gratitude and my conversation with God here. It really does just clear up my mind. Okay, another system that I highly recommend integrating is ChatGPT or some AI platform. And the way that I use this is a little bit different. I categorize all of my different hobbies into different tabs, so that whenever I have a question or whenever I need to do work on it, I could go back and navigate the different tabs. And I have about 6 of them here. It's just very helpful because it stores the previous data, so that when you're asking a new question, it takes from the conversation that you previously had. So for instance, you know, if I'm navigating my clinical research internship, it already has a bunch of data saved here, so when I have another question, it'll be more specific and precise. Okay, we're sitting down, and I genuinely just wanted to take this time to just sit and talk, because I feel like I don't do that enough, where I'm, you know, just kind of speaking what's been on my mind and reflecting on the past month. And I feel like that's a very essential thing to do for this vlog, as we're doing, you know, a reset before entering a new month. I also did kind of want to do more of these sit down talking type videos. I have one that's uploaded on my channel, but I genuinely just like talking to the camera, and most of the times I'm out and moving, which is such a good thing. But it's good to just, you know, chill, take a moment to reflect and all of that. But that's what we're gonna do, because I did want to talk a little bit more about reflection and just some upcoming goals that I have for August. I will say this past month of July has been crazy. I feel like as summer picks up, there's just a lot of new things that I usually do, especially since I have more time, and also because I'm not currently in school right now because we're on the off season. I feel like I always pick up new hobbies and new things to do which keep me occupied, and that's the reason why July has just been such a busy month. But I will say I'm feeling so grateful for a lot of the new inspiration that I've been picking up, a lot of the new hobbies that I've been doing, and just a lot of new mindset shifts that have been entering. I feel like, you know, because this is an off season, I always make it a point to be productive and do something that, you know, usually I wouldn't have the time to do so when I'm in college and going to school. However, I did realize that, you know, timing and all of that is not an excuse, because if you really want to dedicate time to, you know, dedicating time to other things that you've never tried before, it really is possible if you're just able to integrate a system in place. And that brings me to my goal setting for the month of August. I actually did write all of this down, so I wanted to go through this list, and there's a bunch of different categories that I have on here, and I feel like it's important because, you know, there's more than just one goal out there. There's wellness goals, business goals, spiritual goals, social goals, all of that. So I wanted to go into the different ones that I jotted down here. So I feel like with goal setting, it could be kind of intimidating, especially if you have super high expectations. So I wanted to make these realistic enough to where I can accomplish them and not overwhelm myself. And so make it attainable for yourself and realistic, and you'll be on the right track. I've learned this the hard way, not gonna lie. I used to set super high expectations for myself, and I realized that it will just stress me out. So I'm gonna go through my goals for August. Okay, the first category we're going to talk about here is wellness. I jotted down move my body every day per week. It could even be a light exercise or a walk, or even just a YouTube video from home. A lot of the time I would like to go to the gym or drive somewhere and get my workout done, but I realize if you don't really have that much time, it's still important to get that movement in, even if it means going on a walk after you eat a meal or doing like a 5-minute YouTube exercise. And I've actually been doing that. I've been doing this like arm routine exercise that's 4 minutes long. Before I take a shower, I like do the exercise for my arms for like 4 minutes and then I hop in the shower. So that's something that you could do, just implement it every single day. Even little routines can make such a big difference. It's just about that consistency component. To lessen my sugar intake, guys, I have the worst sweet tooth ever, and I'm not even saying like, oh, I just like, you know, sweet stuff, whatever. No, like I have to have a sweet treat after every single meal. I don't know what it is, but I feel like it just like balances out the flavors. If you're eating something savory, then you know you want something sweet. So I always have to have a sweet treat, but you know, sugar has not been doing me the best. You know, it also does kind of like clog your system. So I wanted to lessen my sugar intake, or even just replace it with natural sugar and more whole foods. I definitely want to prioritize clean eating and follow the 80-20 rule, which basically means, you know, you're not cutting out everything so drastically, but more so, you know, you eat pretty clean 80% of the time and then you leave 20% to eating the things that you want. And I feel like that's really good, because restricting yourself too much could just be really hard on your body, and also, you know, hard on your mind too, especially if you're like cutting out the things that you do really like. So something that's measurable. Okay, the next thing we're talking about is career or business goals. So this month, I would say I picked up so many different hobbies. I have about 5 different ones that I work on every single week, and something about me is I cannot sit still. I find it really hard to just focus on one thing at a time and dedicate, you know, like my full attention to that. Every single day, I genuinely think I learned something new, gain that curiosity where it's like, you know what, I also want to try this, I want to try that. I created different goals for each hobby that I have right now, because as fun as it is catering, you know, attention to each of them, I did want to kind of clean up how that system looks like, especially to make sure that I'm catering my due diligence to each one. Number 1 is to set up my referral agent business model. So I don't know if you guys know, I think I posted on my channel a while ago, but I am a real estate licensed. I give tips on how I got my license. I got it at 18 actually. I did want to set up being a referral agent because in college I realized that I did have other interests and career paths. So I still want to use my license, but set it up in a way that's a referral agent so that I could partner with other agents, bring them business, but also be able to scale my own brand and also showcase that on my social media platforms. Basically be making content for other agent listings, posting that to my social media, acting as a lead funnel for the other agents so that when they get business from a client that comes from me, then I get the commission on that, but it's also helping to build my personal brand. Something that I really love, because especially in the real estate industry, able to be creative with, you know, your personal brand, make content based on the person you are, because as much as you're selling the home, you're also selling yourself. So I wanted to focus on the referral side of real estate, see how it works out, and I'm really excited about that. Shoot 3 videos per month for listings, and also upload at least 1 listing video per month to my social media platform. Okay, my next business goal is to post to TikTok daily, and this is for the TikTok affiliate creator program. If you have not figured out this money-making strategy yet, I definitely recommend to get on it. You need like 1,000 followers, and then you basically just upload content that promotes TikTok's products, and anyone that buys that product you get commission on. So definitely such a good way to make some extra money. I also do have a TikTok seller account. So there's a difference between TikTok affiliate versus TikTok seller. TikTok seller is when you have your own TikTok shop, you upload products and you know you're selling to an audience. So I wanted to upload my products to TikTok seller and make at least 15 digital products per month. Pretty valid, especially if you don't have the inventory from home. You need to also create a schedule for doing so. Okay, my next business slash career goal, and also this is kind of like a social media goal as well. This is YouTube, and I love YouTube so much. I've been in this space for a while now. The thing I struggle with for YouTube is consistency. I've been more active this past month and the month before because it's been summer, but I do really want to implement something that will make me active on this platform regardless. I love bringing my camera around and vlogging, but I find it a little bit tricky sometimes to implement the editing schedule, and also, you know, all things planning wise, I feel like it just gets a little difficult for me. So I really want to be active, and I want to upload more than just 1 week on YouTube. I want to upload at least 2 videos per week on YouTube. Lately I've been doing a week in my life just because I feel like it captures mainly everything that I do. However, I do want to also make specific videos, whether that means a certain niche of like self-growth or finance or business, or even just a sit down and talking video. So definitely wanted to expand on video and content ideas that I have coming. The next goal that I have is to work on my clothing brand. So I do have a clothing brand. It's called MVP3. You could check it out. The link is in the description box, and also the Instagram is in there too. The link to the website is not active right now just because the store is closed, and it's gonna open when we launch the next time around. You guys, check it out. I want to work on the launch plan that I have going into fall, and I also wanted to work on some designs to send out to the manufacturer. Those are things that I've been currently working on, but I do want to dedicate time and really finalize this going into August. Also, with clothing brands, it does take a lot of prior time in order to get things set up. So if you're gonna stock inventory, for instance, you usually need to do this and plan it a month in advance. A lot of MOQs, that's minimum order quantities, so you want to have enough capital and money to invest in that, especially if you're going to be buying the pieces in bulk. Okay, next business goal that I have is to work on my digital product store on Etsy and set days in place to work on these products and upload the listings. I also wanted to SEO optimize in the best way possible, so I need to learn more strategy on that. So I do have a TikTok seller account and affiliate account, but I also do have an Etsy digital products store, and genuinely I love digital products. I could get into this more if you guys want a separate video on it, or even just a video of all my other, you know, different ways that I make money. But digital products is such a lucrative space because you're able to literally design anything, and it doesn't even have to be something that you're super, you know, like passionate about. It could just be something that caters to different audiences, and you make these designs, find a supplier that can make them for you and ship it to the customer. Everything is completely automated, and it's genuinely just such a fun way to make money, especially if you're creative with your designs, or even if you're not as creative but you're pretty good in tech and just design and logistics of, you know, setting an online store. Something that I just love. So I also set days in place to work on that and post the listings, and then again just SEO optimize as best as I can. I feel like there's always more to learn, and platforms are always growing and evolving all the time, so I want to be up to date. Okay, the next category we're moving on to is spiritual faith-based goals. If you guys know, I am super invested in my faith. It's something that I carry with me every single day. Basically how I'm able to ground myself and keep my life in order. You know, without God, I am nothing. I owe it all to him. I want to incorporate journaling and practicing gratitude every morning. I do journal, and you know, it's something that I really enjoy doing. However, I'm not as strict on myself, especially when it comes to doing it every single day. But I feel like, you know, even doing it for a small amount of time, or just opening this up and writing, you know, a few couple sentences of gratitude could really be a game changer. So I want to do that more, get into the habit of doing it where it becomes almost normal and it's something that's a part of my routine for every single day. What I wanted to do is to find more friends that are in a faith-based community. I feel like it's so important connecting with people that are in the faith, able to uplift others, spread God's word, and even just have, you know, buddies that can grow with you in the faith journey. Also wanted to podcast and talk more freely about my faith. I've done this on my YouTube before, but I remember being so nervous about it, and you know, I just had a lot of doubt talking about it on a platform, especially because not everyone is religious and not everyone is a believer, which is totally okay. But I do want to, you know, be able to express myself more freely and talk about the things that, you know, I genuinely love and things that I'm very passionate about. Episodes that are based on reflection, like just like I'm talking about goal setting here, I feel like I need to be more comfortable with the camera and more vulnerable, and that's what it's all about, especially with a platform like YouTube. You know, it's not just about posting my life, but it's about connecting with an audience, really making other people feel seen. So that's something I definitely wanted to integrate more. Okay, next we're moving into my finance goals. So one thing that I jotted down here is to use my credit card more frequently and to build up my credit score, getting into the practice of using it more and just being very cautious about how I use it, how much I'm spending per month, and also just, you know, paying that back. To set a budget for, you know, going out per month, spending money on clothes, spending money on makeup, all of that. What could look like a $5 to $10 purchase a day, it doesn't really seem like a lot, but when you add that up at the end of the month, that's a different story. Budget out how much I should spend per month, find a way to track my expenses. Okay, and last category, organization goals. I feel like you can cater time to everything that you want if you have a system in place. I wanted to set given days for each business and hustle that I have. So whether that's real estate, TikTok affiliate and seller shop, Etsy, YouTube, and my clothing brand and my internship, I want to set a system that, you know, could either batch content for certain days in the gym and getting movement in, days that focus on different parts of the body, meal prep day, you know, plan my meals and my protein. So within a month, I feel like it's very important to just set these days in place just because you have 30 days. But if I make a weekly plan for the month, then I'm able to cater certain days that I focus on, you know, my Etsy digital product store, a day that I focus on my referral agent business, a day that I focus on, you know, my clothing brand. So stuff like that for the week, so that you also are not neglecting the little details, because if you also do try to get it done in such a small amount of time and you're cramming everything in, it could be easy to miss the little things. Those things also are very important, just as the big things are. So those are all of the goals that I have planned for August. If you're showing up for yourself and growing at least like 1% per day, then you're already on the right track. For the rest of today, I'm playing cousin duty. I have my little cousin that I usually pick up on Monday and Wednesdays. I pick her up from daycare and then I take her to dance practice. Low-key kind of feels like, you know, I'm in like mom mode or something, but it's really fun. I just love being there with her. Right now it's 2:44 and I pick her up from daycare at around 4, so we have a little bit over an hour. But before that, I'm gonna go grab coffee. I don't know if I'll go into the coffee shop and get work done, but I'll probably just get a drink before picking her up, and then we'll take her, and then I'm gonna bring my stuff to her dance studio so that when I'm waiting for her, I could also be getting my work done at the same time. I'm in my car. I'm gonna get a drink before picking up my little cousin, but I don't know if I'm feeling like a refreshing vibe or a coffee vibe, but I'm leaning towards more of a refresher because coffee might make my stomach act up and I have to wait for her until dance is done, and I don't want to be having like a stomach ache at the studio, so might get that. I just picked up my little drinky. I just got a small matcha and I'm trying to cut out as much sugar as I can, so I did sugar-free vanilla. Put it in a tall because I don't need to be getting grandes or ventis every time, so cheers. Okay, I just made it to my cousin's daycare. I'm gonna pick her up and you guys will get to meet her. She's the cutest. I'm with my little cousin. Say hi.
Hi. Yeah, but why I have a pink camera like me. I have a pink camera.
We have matching cameras, right?
Yeah, Jackson.
Hey guys, I'm back in Irvine. This is where I go to college, but I haven't been back in Irvine in such a long time. But I went to my favorite matcha spot. It's called Crisp, and I got a signature matcha, which is the best. This matcha deserves an award. It's an 11 out of 10. Also, we're in Irvine, so I'm working outside, and the space is so gorgeous. I'm at this table right now, and I just love this layout. I have it all to myself, and it's just so nice and secluded. Okay, I just uploaded like 4 different products to my digital store. I think we're good to go. I'm about to head out. Good morning. I'm currently ice rolling my face. I love this one because it's huge, and I put it in the freezer every night and then just roll it on my face in the morning, and it feels so good. I also did put on a niacinamide serum and a little bit of the Kiehl's avocado under eye cream. It already soaked into my face, so now I'm just using this ice roller. I find that this is such a good way to depuff. It also just wakes up the face in the morning. Every morning, sometimes I do forget, but most of the time I am doing this. And I basically do this until this isn't cold anymore. So headed into a new month, I wanted to show you guys what I take in the morning. I'll also include what I do at night, so I'll film that for you guys in this vlog as well. You'll see it a little bit later. Okay, so the supplements I take are chlorophyll, and I mix 5 to 6 drops with water. It's just really good for a detox. It really cleanses your system. I got this from Whole Foods. And then I also take these hair, skin, and nails gummies. I take 2 in the morning. And then I take these magnesium gummies, and I also take 2 of them. Also got this new supplement, and it's a probiotic. It's from Seed. Like, look how aesthetic that is. Haven't tried this yet. Daily Symbiotic. So you take it on an empty stomach, which I'll do right now. And then it also comes with a little pill case, which I think is really cute, especially if you're traveling. You could just take this. So I'm going to take all of these supplements right now. I'm also going to make my chlorophyll water right now. So I just have iced water here, and I'm going to put 5 to 6 drops. Okay, we have 2 here. I just got back from Newport Beach, and it's around 6 p.m. right now, so I wanted to take you along my night routine and the things that I do at night to unwind and get ready for bed. I'm not going to bed yet, but I take the evening time to just wind down, and then that leads into getting ready for bed. Kind of funny because I just made myself an iced coffee, and I know it's already like 5 p.m. but for some reason when I was driving home, I was like, you know, it sounds really good, an iced coffee. And can't lie, I make a pretty good coffee, so it's kind of craving a sweet treat, but I didn't necessarily want dessert, so I decided to just make a little coffee. And yes, it's in a wine glass, but who said you couldn't do that? Well, I'm taking out a straw right now to drink it because we can't risk getting the white teeth yellow. Still make dalgona coffee from like quarantine, so that's what I made today. I went to Newport Beach to go to a little cafe with my sister. We just had a whole yap session and updated each other on our love life, so that's been good. Also, before I saw her, I went into Fashion Island to go to Brandy Melville to get a top that I wanted because we're actually heading to Hawaii next week, and I wanted a certain top to just wear and take pictures in, also because I colored my hair a little bit lighter, so I wanted to get a little yellow top. So I'll show you guys what I got. But first, let's do a taste test with the coffee. I used monk fruit sweetener. I've been doing like a no sugar or like less sugar, and I also added coconut sugar in here, which I don't know if that necessarily counts as sugar, but it's not like processed sugar, so I put a little bit of that, and then I put some vanilla, and I used instant coffee and almond milk. That is so good. It's like not too sweet, but definitely like creamy, pretty strong, not gonna lie. It's so good and like so rich. I wish you guys could taste this. It's so good. Also, might have to do coffee more in a wine glass because this is making me feel so classy. I just love it. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys what I got from Brandy. Also, I need to put my bag down. Hold on. So from Brandy, I went in there. I have a couple friends that work there, and it's just also nice like going into the store and seeing them. I got this cute yellow top. I feel like the yellow's not picking up. Oh, it's like this light butter yellow, which this is my favorite shade of yellow. I need to get more things in this color. It's just so summer, and I feel like it really matches with my hair. But can we take a moment? It's so cute and so dainty. It has also this cut and these little bows right here. And then, haven't even got to the best part yet. The back has this little tie. Scrunch it up or like cinch it to make it fit a little bit tighter if you wanted to. So now I'm just chilling and drinking this coffee. After I drink this, I'm gonna hop in the shower, take a body shower. I'll also show you guys what I use for my hair wash days because I recently dyed my hair and picked up some new products, so I did want to show you what that looks like for when I do wash my hair. But today is not a hair wash day, so I'll show you guys the products instead of like me washing my hair, but like same thing anyways. So okay, I'm about to head in the shower. I like to put my candles in the shower. It's just very relaxing. While I'm waiting for the water to heat up, I'm going to show you guys what I use on my hair. So I use Moroccan oil for my hair. This is Color Care and the Hydration Conditioner. And I also use the Olaplex 4-in-1 Moisture Mask once per week. Softens the hair, especially because I dyed mine. Just got out of the shower. We have a clean face and a clean body. I also did exfoliate my face and shave everything. Now I'm gonna put some skincare on my face because after every shower my face is dry. I'm gonna put on some niacinamide. This is from The Ordinary. I like to warm it up in my hands first and then just press it into my skin. And then we're gonna put Aquaphor on the lips. I just went downstairs and made myself some tea. I usually always drink tea at night. Sometimes it's peppermint and sometimes it's green tea. I also washed my sheets today, so I'm gonna put those on my bed. It's always nice to have fresh sheets every week. Actually, this is not like a monthly thing, it's a weekly thing. Also, I do have dogs in my house and they go on my bed, so a lot of their fur gets everywhere. That's also why I have to wash my sheets a lot. All right, we got fresh sheets, and I also plugged in this candle warmer because apparently it's bad to breathe in the black smoke from when the candle burns. So my mom gave me this, and it's actually just such a cute addition to the room, and it gives it some nice lighting. Gonna put on Crest whitening strips. These are the best ones, and I have a little hack to save money with this because these get a little pricey, but if you cut the strip in half like I did here, like 2 uses in one. We're putting on a timer for 45 minutes. And to end off the night, we're journaling. I'm gonna make a to-do list for tomorrow, and then I'm also just gonna write down my gratitude and conversation with God. And that is it for this vlog. I hope you all enjoyed this one. Be sure to subscribe to stay in the loop for the next vlog that I post next week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.